on this slippery Thursday afternoon. I'm meteorologist Justin Storm, here with Chief Meteorologist Dean Wysocki and Ag Director Bridgette Readel. We're glad that you're joining us again today. Lots to talk about, a lot of impactful weather going on across the area, and that's including winter storm warnings and blizzard warnings being issued across North Dakota. So we'll take a very deep dive into the forecast, see what conditions are going to look like throughout the rest of the day, who is getting hit the hardest, and how much snow is going to fall in your area. We encourage you to give us a phone call if you have any questions or concerns about the weather or the forecast. Give us a phone call, 701-293-9000. Your opportunity to get any of those weather or ag related questions answered. Again, that phone number on your screen for those watching on Facebook or YouTube Live, as well as Acres TV, 701-293-9000. Or you can always reach us via email during or after the show at weatherorag@flagfamily.com. Like I was mentioning, lots of weather going on, but we have some ag topics we're going to try and get to today, as well as our guest, Sharlene Wittenburg, the North Dakota Turkey Federation president. And while she's got some stories, I know that I was not expecting. Apparently, she's got turkeys that have been pardoned by the governor and a president. So we're going to get to the bottom of that and find out exactly what happened and why the governor and president were so forgiving for those turkeys. So we again encourage you to give us a call if you have any questions for her. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm here with Dean and Bridgette. How is your day going? Did you make it into work okay this morning with the slippery roads from the freezing rain this morning?
Yeah, I got off the golf course and took my boat out in the lake for a couple spins and then decided, well, I'm going to come into work. It's a nice day, but yeah, what the heck, you know.
Yeah, and I just commuted across the living room because I was not getting to the studio today. I sent y'all a picture of my windows to the north, and they are completely iced over. And out here in several rural communities, a lot of trouble keeping the power on in some instances. With all that ice buildup on the electrical lines, the wind is making them snap, and so we're having a little bit of trouble with that.
Yeah, that's, and Bridgette, I'll tell you what, to our south into areas of Sargent County, I believe it was Ransom, picked up 68 hundredths of an inch of freezing rain. Numerous branches being broken off, and I would not be surprised to see some power outages down to the southwest of the FM area as well. So it's pretty widespread freezing rain event to the south of the metro. We picked up about a tenth of an inch to some spots 2/10 of an inch of freezing rain around our area, and that was enough to coat the trees and had some very slippery travel this morning. In fact, travel not recommended really west of Jamestown as heavy snow continues to fall. Some snowfall totals from further out west, Hanover, 12 inches, 11.5 in Hazen. Much of the central part and the north central part of the state getting hit pretty darn hard. Some pretty heavy snow right now on radar around Carrington, Larimore, having some heavy snow up towards Devil's Lake, and again from Valley City, Jamestown westward, travel really not recommended. We're getting lucky so far, getting some drier air trying to punch into this on the southern end of this storm. At least southern end of the upper low, which is kind of rotating part of it into Fargo, and that drier air is pushing into the central and almost making it up to the Grand Forks area, but not quite. So what's it look like up in Grand Forks there, Justin?
Well, I'll show you what it looks like right here, and it's starting to get a little slippery out on those roads. This is the University of North Dakota Skycam facing west, just around Gateway and Demers, up in North Grand Forks, and we're starting to get a few of these heavier snow bands mixing in with a little bit of fog. It was sleeting pretty good earlier, so those roads are quite slippery, but we're just kind of starting to get into the snow. It just started about an hour or so ago up here.
Okay, yeah, and again, I'm a little concerned about snowfall totals not coming through for the far northern valley, but I think it's going to be just the heaviest stuff just to the west and northwest of Grand Forks. We're up to a foot, not out of the question like it has been down around the Bismarck area. So just a very dynamic storm with severe weather on its front side down into areas of from southern Minnesota through Iowa, severe weather there. And keep in mind, this is going to rotate back through, according to the LRC, a couple more times this winter. So we'll see what side of the storm we're on that time and how it pans out.
Right. So we'll take a bigger look into this forecast and kind of show you a few more things coming up here right after we send you to ABC News.
From ABC News, I'm Richard Cantu. Satellite Beach, Florida's Brevard County. Wind from then Category 1 Hurricane Nicole. It made landfall 90 minutes ago near Vero Beach, Florida, to the south, and immediately started losing strength. It's been downgraded to tropical storm status, but is still blowing at 70 miles an hour.
Hurricane Nicole made its arrival in the middle of the night, slamming Florida's east coast with heavy rain and wind gusts topping 75 miles per hour. Homeowners described their backyards disappearing as massive waves lashed the Daytona Beach area, already battered by Hurricane Ian 6 weeks ago. New drone video shows the beach erosion in Volusia County hours before Nicole's landfall. The storm surge expected to be up to 5 feet, jeopardizing homes and residential buildings. The sheriff saying 12 condos and at least one hotel were in danger of collapsing. Authorities evacuated families from at least 6 of the buildings.
ABC's Andrew Dimbert. The government's latest snapshot of what the job market is up to comes out today.
Economists have been saying it's only a matter of time before hiring begins to slow, but so far we haven't seen any signs of that. The Labor Department's October jobs report was better than expected, and last week's jobless claims report showed a drop of about 1,000. First-time filings are considered a proxy for layoffs, and the numbers show the job sector, at least for now, remains strong.
ABC's Daria Albinger. A federal grand jury in San Francisco indicted David DePape for the attack on Paul Pelosi.
The indictment provides extensive detail regarding the alleged assault. The release of this information should help stem the tide of conspiracy theories and misinformation surrounding the attack.
ABC News legal analyst Royal Oakes. Iowa authorities report recapturing Piper Lewis, the 18-year-old sex trafficking victim who killed her rapist. She walked away from the Des Moines Women's Center where she was serving probation for manslaughter. She could now go to prison. You're listening to ABC News.
Did you know there's a conservative advocacy and benefits organization with over 2 million members and counting? It's AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens. Hi, this is Mary Walter. Here are 3 reasons why you should consider joining AMAC right now. First, AMAC saves you money, from discounts on travel and lodging, cell phones and plans, access to insurance products, and more. Joining AMAC is a powerful tool against inflation. Second, with a bi-monthly magazine, daily website content, podcasts with America's thought leaders, and an app that delivers insightful coverage of the issues that matter most. AMAC is a trusted source of information. And third, the reason that people say is their favorite, is that AMAC fights for your conservative values on Capitol Hill. With more than 2 million members, AMAC is a voice that cannot be ignored, working tirelessly to preserve the freedom secured by our Constitution. Go to amac.us/liberty and join today. That's amac.us/liberty. amac.us/.
Find trustworthy car repair.
Okay, here's what I found.
Hi, I'm Matthew, owner of Fix It Forward Auto Care. We're confident that we can handle whatever your vehicle needs. From hybrid cars to full-size trucks, no job is too big or too small for our ASE certified technicians. We focus on quality, integrity, and giving back to the community at each of our 3 Fargo, Moorhead, and West Fargo locations. Fix It Forward Auto Care, the name you trust for car repair.
Fix It Forward Auto Care.
If you love helping adults with developmental disabilities and want to work in a culture with benefits nobody else can match, apply today at Red River Human Services. Enjoy a $17 per hour starting wage, health insurance benefits at 30 hours per week, quarterly wage adjustments, hourly increases after 90 days, and a possible $750 signing bonus. Apply now for this amazing position at rrhsf.org or call 701-235-0971 and see how great it is to work at Red River Human Services.
Welcome back to Weather and Ag in Focus. Thank you for joining us this afternoon on this, kind of cloudy, cold, winter-like day out there. Temperature here in the South Fargo studios, 30 degrees with winds gusting out of the north at 33 miles an hour. Visibility down to about 1.25 miles due to some fog, light snow falling. But boy, I'll tell you what, just to the east of the valley, temperatures out in Lakes Country, Ottertail, DL, they're about 35, 38 degrees, so it's been all rain there. But you go just west of the FM area, and we're looking at temperatures right now, 19 in Galesburg, 18 in areas around Mayville. Up around Grand Forks, you're in the low 20s. So 20s just out to our west, and even some teens from Jamestown up through about Cooperstown, where some very heavy snow now falling out around the Larimore area. Just taking a look at radar, snowing on a light to moderate clip from Valley City to Jamestown. Just some light, very, very light snow here in the FM area, with most of the heavier accumulating snow found off to our north and west. We'll continue to see temperatures fall into the 20s area-wide. That areas that have the teens out to our west, you'll slowly fall as well. It's going to be just a blustery day. Again, travel really not recommended to the west of the valley. East of the valley, pretty clear sailing, but west of the valley, been a lot of reports of some slippery travel, and as those temperatures continue to fall outside of the main thoroughfares, it's going to be pretty slick out there. And then we're staying cold all the way through the weekend, with another chance of some light snow coming in here early next week. So we're locked in a colder than normal pattern, and this is our wet part of the LRC cycle. And this will cycle back a couple times this winter. It won't take the exact same track, but it will be in our general area. So it'll be interesting to see how bad the FM area gets it the next time around. So, but things are pretty bad up in Grand Forks, and they're pretty bad where you're at as well, Bridgette. Justin, you've got some great footage. There's our radar showing most of the activity north of the FM area, and then
yeah, and this is just the stuff in eastern North Dakota. We
Right.
can take a look out at the Bismarck radar once this loads up here in about 3 seconds, and I mean it's crazy out there in Bismarck. I'll pull up the sky cam for out there, but it is zero visibility on camera, and we all know that camera makes it look a lot better than it actually is. And
yeah, that's the upper low rotating
Skycam right
just out of the
now.
western part of the Dakotas. That's yeah, they are getting hit pretty hard.
Shout out to those in Mandan. I've had a report of 9.5 inches so far in Mandan. That's from Larry, who's going to be blowing snow here very soon, because he figures it's going to be a twice a day type of thing. And a shout out to Western Cass County out there by Galesburg and Page. To those of you who not only had ice pellets and it started to snow, you had thunder on top of it. So congratulations on that trifecta. I'm sure you were thrilled to have that happen.
And things pretty icy where you're at as well, Bridgette.
I cannot see out any of my north windows. They are all completely covered in ice right now. And you'll hear ice pellets hit the house off and on. So it's not awesome. And we've been, like many others, we're having trouble with power staying on locally. Shout out to those guys who are out there in this, the linemen who are keeping the lights on for so many people. We really appreciate it. Nobody calls you on the nice days. They only call you on these types of days. And you're all just working hard. Thank you.
I'm just surprised at how much ice has fallen throughout the Southern Valley and then into portions of western and northwestern Minnesota. I mean, what was that report, Dean? You said like 3/4 of an inch of freezing rain.
Yeah, 6,800 in Sargent County, where numerous 6 to 8 inch diameter limbs were broken off the trees, and I'm guessing there's got to be some power outages down that way too. You get that much freezing rain on the power lines, and this wind to go along with it. Yeah, that's a recipe, and we figured that was going to happen. You know, we warned about some heavy freezing rain in parts of the Southern Valley. We got clipped here in the FM area with heavy snow on its backside. The system panned out about as expected, although I think we were thinking we were going to get a little more here in the FM area, which did not pan out. But I mean, it's still pretty slippery out there outside of the main thoroughfares. So with temperatures continuing to fall, just take it slow as you head out this afternoon, if you have to head out at all. And again, travel west of the valley, just not recommended.
And something to think about with all those power lines that are being covered in ice. It's not just the power lines. Several farmers have pointed out that with their electric fences, this ice buildup and with the wind whipping it is taking down some of their electric fences. So they are trying really hard to keep an eye on where their cows are so they don't wander off where they shouldn't be. So cattle take this pretty well. They get extra feed, and as long as they have access to that, water, and something to break the wind, they're going to fare very well. But farmers and ranchers would very much like them to stay where they belong. It's like keeping your dog in your yard. So there's something to think about, too.
Now, on a day like today, Bridgette, out to our west where they've got a foot of snow on the ground and 40-mile-an-hour winds, obviously this isn't a surprise storm. We knew it was coming. So what would a typical farmer or rancher do with their livestock?
They would make sure the windbreaks were up. So sometimes you see they look like corral panels that are solid. You can set those out so the cattle can get up to them. The wind doesn't hit them. They may have shelter belts that they can snuggle up to. Open the barns so cows can come in and out. Spread extra straw for bedding. Make sure that the waterers don't freeze over. So keeping power on right now is very important for water. And then upping those feed rations to create a little extra energy for those animals because they have their own internal combustion systems to keep themselves warm. So just a few precautions a lot of our farmers and ranchers have been taking over the last couple of days.
Right. And if you have any storm reports, let us know. If we're on air with our guest, you can leave your storm report with our producer, Jacob, 701-293-9000. That's 701-293-9000. Then we pass those reports along to the National Weather Service, which helps them out immensely.
Yep.
And
so
we are
we're
going to
take a moment here. Oh.
No, go right ahead.
Go
I
ahead,
was going to do the
Bridgette.
same thing, Justin. We were going to take a moment here to head on out to give Jacob time to get our guest on the line. We're going to be talking with Sharlene Wittenberg. She is the president of North Dakota Turkey Federation, and we get an opportunity to ask her about turkey production right before Thanksgiving and just after we come back from this.
Need an escape? No, not a vacation. An escape from your basement. Here at Precision Concrete Cutters, we specialize in egress window installation and replacement. So not only do we provide you an escape from your basement, but we provide sunlight into that dark, dreary space to make you feel like you're on vacation. Okay, maybe not, but you will relax knowing that you do have a safe way out.
For more information on egress windows, go to pccnd.com. That's pccnd.com.
Fair Meadow Nursing Home wants to say thank you and remember all members of our military in all branches and salutes you for your service and your sacrifice. Fair Meadow Nursing Home offers first-rate care for your loved ones. It's their mission to help each resident reach and maintain their highest level of self-care and independence, both physically and mentally. Fair Meadow is committed to providing seniors a rich, meaningful, and dignified life. They focus on physical, social, spiritual, and emotional needs in order to provide the best life journey possible. Fair Meadow Nursing Home is a 42-bed skilled nursing facility in fertile Minnesota.
Busch Light Apple is back for 2022. It's not a cider, it's actually a beer that tastes like apple and goes down smooth.
It's been a popular seasonal beer the last 2 years coming out with the apple harvest, and this is the third and final year they'll produce this beer. So if you've not tasted it, this year is your last chance. And if you liked it last year, then you better get to the liquor store before they're gone. Clear, crisp, light beer in the red apple colored can.
Find it in your neighborhood liquor store and take it home to your backyard or the lake. Busch Light Apple, get it now.
If you're looking for a great night's sleep, I'm going to give you two suggestions. First, go to Comfort King Mattress Factory. Second, support the community and go to Comfort King Mattress Factory. They'll make you the mattress that you want for your purposes. All the money that you spend will go back into the community. Isn't that what you want? It's a win-win.
You ever wonder who made your bed? Well, you should. And you should wonder what's inside of it. Come to Comfort King and we'll show you the who, what, where, when, and how.
You've got advanced prostate cancer, but you're not waiting around. You want straight talk, the facts about Orgovix.
Orgovix Relagolix 120 milligram prescription tablets is a treatment for adults with advanced prostate cancer. Fact: Orgovix is a different kind of androgen deprivation therapy treatment, a pill, not an injection. Orgovix may cause serious side effects, including a heart condition called QT prolongation. Tell your doctor right away if you feel dizzy, faint, have a racing or pounding heart, or chest pain. Orgovix can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during treatment and for 2 weeks after Orgovix treatment. The most common side effects include hot flushes, increased blood sugar and blood fat levels, muscle and joint pain, decreased blood hemoglobin levels, increased liver enzymes, tiredness, constipation, and diarrhea. Other side effects include weight gain, decreased sex drive, and erectile function problems. Orgovix may cause infertility. Talk to your doctor if infertility is a concern for you.
Go with Orgovix. Ask your doctor. For more facts, visit gowiththefacts.com.
Pucklet Chevrolet Buick GMC in Valley City makes it easy to find your next Chevrolet Buick GMC or pre-owned vehicle by offering a great selection at our best prices possible.
Welcome to WDAY Weather and Ag in Focus. We are so glad that you are joining us. And by we, I have the distinct pleasure of being your Ag Director, Bridgette Readel, along with Chief Meteorologist Dean Wysocki and Meteorologist Extraordinaire Justin Storm. And on a stormy day like today, their jobs are far more important than mine. They're going to give us all the up-to-date weather in this hour. But first, we have a guest, and her name is Sharlene Wittenburg. Sharlene is the North Dakota Turkey Federation president. She joins us by phone today to answer all of our foul questions, good and bad, as we might want to ask them. So Sharlene, thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully the weather in your neighborhood today is okay. You still got power? How are things to the south?
Yeah, we saw power and it's raining, but that's about it. But thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Glad to have you. And so, first of all, tell us a little bit about your operation. You and I spoke briefly on the phone, and how long have you been raising birds? How many are you raising? And I was surprised to know that you don't currently have any birds at the barn. So can you lead us in with all of those items?
Sure. I grew up on a turkey farm, so I have been on a turkey farm all my life. I am a third-generation turkey grower, and we are a seasonal company. So our plant is seasonal. So all our growers will start wrapping up about end of January, beginning of February. And by this time, this week and next week, we are all empty of the farms as a co-op. We do it strategically because of the weather, but we raise about 108,000 turkeys. And our farm will actually do a variety of birds. We will do conventional, which means that I can feed them meat and bone and animal byproducts like animal fat. And we will do antibiotic-free, which means that I can only do vegetable oil and no antibiotics. And then we will also do organic, which is a whole step program that's you've got to follow a lot of USDA rules.
Okay, there's going to be a lot of questions here for me. Like, do you keep all three of those in separate barns in order and on the same farm, or how much of a distance do you have to have between those three sets of birds?
I have to be able to separate all of them. If I'm raising a conventional, I can do I have two brood barns, so let me explain that. Our facility has two brood barns, which we can raise 13.5 in each barn, and then those complete brood barns, well, actually, I have three grow-outs. And then one brood barn will go to one grow-out. So we automatically keep everyone separate from brood barn to brood barn back out to the grow-outs. So I've got conventional in one barn and if I got an antibiotic-free in the other, they will go to their separate barns. And then they will stay that way until they are shipped and processed.
Okay, let's go to that. Dean has that question, I think, the same one I do.
Yeah, where do they go to slaughter, did you say, Sharlene?
North Dakota has no slaughter, so our farm goes to Thief River Falls, Minnesota, which is Northern Pride, which is a co-op-owned processing plant.
Now another question with with the bird flu, we've all heard about that. How is that affecting your operations right now?
It has affected everybody's operations. I'm just going to lightly, North Dakota, we have right now this year 9 growers. 5 of them have had bird flu. Our facility did not. It affected ours is that when we saw that it was declining, we could let them outside because they are organic. And under USDA rules, they allowed us to put them back in if we thought a threat was imminent, in which we did in the fall.
Okay.
So it affects
And what
us in that
happens
part.
if you get that report of bird flu?
If I have a barn that goes positive with bird flu, then the whole facility is euthanized.
Wow.
Okay.
It is because it is so contagious. And so none of the meat ever gets into the market.
Do you have to sterilize the barns when that happens as well, if you have a positive in a barn, Sharlene?
Yep, you have to keep on until you do get a negative. Yes.
And how often do you test?
I do not test. We don't test unless I know I have sick birds and I have to run in a sample.
Okay.
Otherwise, you know when you have it. I've heard people say...
You can tell visually.
You know exactly, yes. Yep.
Wow.
So you get, when you have these years where you're peaking up with the bird flu, all right, yeah, this year is going to be bad. Last year it wasn't really talked about a whole lot. Does that change the way you do your operation, like on a day-to-day basis, just procedures, knowing that this year is bad for bird flu, or do you kind of stick to the same routine every single year and there's not really much change?
We try to stick to the same routine. The only thing that we will do different is if we know that it's in the area, we will not allow visitors. We will not allow anybody on the farm. You can't come in there.
Okay.
So, Sharlene, I know I'm going to jump all over the board here a little bit, but where do you get your baby chicks from? Because I don't think you're raising them from eggs. So,
Nope,
how
we
are
get
you
them-
starting out your flock?
The day that they are hatched, we either get them out of we get all of ours out of South Dakota, Beardsford, South Dakota, which is a hatchery down there that provides all our birds at one time. So they'll bring them in a heated truck, 27,000 at a time.
Oh my God, 27,000 birds!
Wow.
Holy cow!
One time. 4 times a year we do that. But
That's
27,000 at a time. Yep.
That's got to be loud.
No, the
So-
first day is very loud.
So, wow, that is just insane. How do you guys? You said you do about 180,000 bird a year. Was that correct? 108.
Yep, 27,000
Okay, so
4 times.
Sure. How does that stack and compare to our neighboring states? Let's say Montana, South Dakota, Minnesota. Where do you kind of sit in there, and then as a whole across the United States on that production number?
I'd say we're average or below, a little bit below. Minnesota is the largest producing turkey state. We don't go year-round, so we could probably, if we went year-round, we could probably put in another 27,000 to keep. If we were to go year-round, we would keep placing, and we don't do that. And then we are a hens, so there's a difference. There are hen farms and tom farms. We are a hen farm, and we will either be a light hen or a heavy hen grower. I know other farms that are tom growers. So we talk about our farms as how many pounds can we produce. And so we're a 2 million pound farm, whereas sometimes if you're a tom grower, if they were using my facilities, they would probably be a 4 to 5 million pound grower.
Wow. Okay, so
That's
I have
insane.
a question about the back end of this, and that would be the manure management, because I would guess you've got folks that are interested in the manure, and does it matter to them if they're getting manure from the organic turkeys or not?
Yes, I can sell, out of my barns that are organic, I can sell the manure as organic because every input is organic. And I do let people, organic growers, know that I have it, and then I will sell the rest of it, or if they don't take it all, then I just sell it to anybody else who is interested in buying it.
So many more questions here, Sharlene. We are going to be right back to continue that discussion because we need to ask you the question, which turkey is better eating, a tom or a female? And then we want to hear about your turkeys being pardoned governmentally. Apparently they've been in trouble. So we'll be right back after this to continue our talk with Sharlene Wittenberg, North Dakota Turkey Federation President.
You can always count on Miller High Life, the champagne of beers. Always crisp, always easy drinking, always just right. The perfect balance of flavor and refreshment since 1903. Welcome to the High Life. 2019 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Celebrate responsibly.
At Wimmer's Diamonds, we believe in love, in family, and traditions. Hi, this is Aaron Wimmer inviting you to visit our new showroom where we can help you find the perfect gift for that special someone in your life. For more than 103 years, our family's been helping your family celebrate the special moments with beautiful reminders of love. Wimmer's Diamonds, 4582 32nd Avenue South in Fargo.
West Funeral Home in your difficult time.
Have you planned for all your life's events? At West Funeral Home and Life Tribute Center, we would be honored to have that talk of a lifetime with you. Through pre-planning, we will help honor and celebrate your journey on Earth so you can leave your family a lasting, treasured memory. Discover the difference.
West Funeral Home and Life Tribute Center. Little things make the difference.
Hey, it's 494 Ronnie from the Jay Thomas Show. And listen, MyPillow is having one of their biggest sales of the year, this time percale sheets. They're available in a variety of colors and sizes and are all on sale. For example, the queen size regular price, $89.98, now only $39.98 with your promo code WDAY. Order now because when they're gone, they're gone. The percale sheets are breathable and have a cool, crisp feel. These come with a 10-year warranty. Nobody else gives you that. And a 60-day money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible offer. There is a limited supply. So order now. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener square, and use promo code WDAY. You will also get deep discounts on all MyPillow products. Call 800-875-0644 and use promo code WDAY or go to MyPillow.com. That's MyPillow.com using promo code WDAY.
Finish your weekday strong at O'Kelly's with happy hour specials from 3 to 6 p.m. Save $2 on all apps and $1 off all wells and taps. Enjoy delicious Southwest egg rolls or the full plate nachos built right with the works on top, just to name a few. And if you're out a little later, enjoy those same specials 9 p.m. to close. $2 off all apps and $1 off all wells and taps. 3 to 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. to close every weekday at O'Kelly's, just off I-29 in Main Avenue. O'Kelly's, delicious food priced right. I-29 in Maine in Fargo.
And welcome back to Weather and Ag in Focus. Thanks for joining us this afternoon, 1:34 right now. I'm meteorologist Justin Storm with Chief Meteorologist Dean Wysocki and Ag Director Bridgette Readel. And again, you're listening to Weather and Ag in Focus. We have the pleasure of being joined with a fantastic guest again today. That is Sharlene Wittenberg, the North Dakota Turkey Federation president here in North Dakota. We're talking all about raising turkeys, and if you want to join in on the conversation and ask a question, feel free to do so. Give us a phone call. We would love to hear from you. 701-293-9000. Again, that phone number, 701-293-9000. Now, Sharlene, we kind of teased on a couple of questions we were going to ask you before we headed to the bottom of the hour there. And you had mentioned that there are hen farms and there are tom farms, and the toms generally can be about twice the weight as the hens. And that raises the question, which one's more popular? Which one tastes better, the hen farms or the tom farms?
I'm going to be political, and they all taste great. But what you the hens are actually what you see bagged in what you buy at a grocery store. Most of your tom farms are going to cut up. So if you like jellies, that's where they're going.
I see. And
most of your bagged turkeys are a hen.
Interesting. So out in the wild, we have a lot of wild turkeys here in Fargo. Not so much up in Grand Forks, but a lot into central Minnesota, just wild turkeys, and they can be mean and aggressive. Are the barn hens or toms, do they get aggressive, or are they pretty docile, being all contained like that since birth?
No, the hens are more of they're curious. The toms are the more aggressive. So in a barn with toms, it'll be more aggressive. The older they get, the more aggressive they get.
Right, and that kind of leads into the question, have you had any incidents with your turkeys where they've caused any issues? And kind of want to go down that road about an incident where it ended up being pardoned by government and a president. What are those stories?
I haven't had any really bad ones, but I've had a bad one act up, yes.